Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Welcome on into your FreightWaves Now Community Spotlight. I'm Kaylee Nix here with Mary O'Connell. It's Tuesday, so we get to tap into our check call community today. Mary, how are you?
I am great, you guys. I am ready I feel like we should have some like 4th of July themed red, white, and blue tacos for Taco Tuesday. So I guess if anyone has any good Taco Tuesday of red, white, and blue variety, just let me know. I'm looking forward to any taco creation people have.
Let us know. Shoot it over. It's a short week, but we've got lots to cover, so let's get right into it. Your episode today brings back yet another guest once again, a crowd favorite, I think. We've got David Spencer joining you from Arrive Logistics. Talk to us a little bit about his episode. He seems to be a repeater that people love, and I love that you keep bringing him back.
I mean, I don't know if everybody loves him, but I love him, so that's why he keeps coming back. But I mean, I've heard positive things about it, so I'll just keep him as long as he'll continue to come back and answer increasingly more unhinged questions that I ask him. But yes, I absolutely love this episode. Like you said, we have David Spencer. He's at Arrive Logistics. We kind of break down that monthly market update. We've moved it to bi-monthly because honestly, you can only say rates still kind of stink. Freight leaves a lot to be desired. You can only say that so many times. So we've decided to kind of dial it back to every other month until something gets a little bit more exciting, which we're kind of starting to see in Southern California.
Yeah, that's kind of what everybody's general consensus has been, right? Is like it's rates are what they are, but there's like these little baby rumblings of some excitement peeking back. We've seen Craig Fuller start talking about container volumes and the eventual downstream effects that will have, and I think everybody is like grasping at straws for any bit of positive news. Is that kind of the vibe that we got from David Spencer as well? Is that like, yes, we're starting to see a little bit of a heartbeat, but don't think that we're coming back to life just yet.
Yeah, it's definitely like for I think even as far back as like January, everyone was like all eyes are on 4th of July. You know, if the market volumes return in or around 4th of July and they stay after the holiday, that's kind of a sign that, you know, the market's coming back to life. It's not necessarily on life support. You know, we kind of have some progress to make. And so I think that that's kind of holding true. You know, we have seen increase in outbound tender volumes as we've approach the holiday. We'll also see them increase this year as we have a little bit of disruption for the holiday weekend. But I think the true test will be what the end of July looks like. If we're seeing some of those larger markets have some of these increased outbound tender rejections, we'll see that kind of, if we see that pick back up after the holiday, I think that's a pretty good indication that not that we're back, but we're not dead. And so I think that's like a little breath of life that has been breathed into the transportation market. Because as we start seeing it in markets like Southern California, it may be some Houston, some Dallas, some Florida, some New York, those kind of, and Atlanta, some of those the major markets that have a lot of import volumes or just generally are feeder markets to some of the other ones. I think keeping an eye on those will ultimately kind of help say, can we actually breathe a sigh of relief now?
It's like consumer CPR by using their credit cards is continuing to work. So like don't stop it just yet. Another interesting aspect of this is how rates are continuing to evolve and change. And that was something that you guys talked about was that really big spread that we've continued to see between contract and spot rates. Is that something that David expects to continue to see throughout the second half of the year? Or how do we expect that spread to evolve?
I don't think we'll see that spread shorten anytime soon. I don't think we'll have that time where spot and contract rates are equal or, you know, aren't necessarily, I don't think we'll see that where those rates condense and are pretty equal with each other. I think we'll continue to see a spread similar to what we see now, but ultimately it's really going to come back to the second half of the year and how much consumers are willing to put on those credit cards. As I know, we've had credit card debt, I think like a new height. I don't know if it's new heights, but it's creeping up there. It's creeping up there, those unpaid balances. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on and really just kind of all eyes are on the consumer here as we head into the third quarter. And hopefully it's going to be much more positive. I have a good feeling about it, you know, other than with no reason other than just to feel it in my bones that I think we're finally coming back. But yeah, the true test will be after the 4th of July, probably the second or third week in July to see, okay, what does this actually look like now?
And of course, everybody's eyes also on hurricane season and what that's going to do. Last week on Freightnomics, myself and Zach Strickland sat down for a little weather nerd talk, and it was pretty great. So go watch that episode if you missed it. But we are dealing with already our first major hurricane of the 2024 season. You've got Hurricane Beryl that is moving through the Caribbean right now as we speak. And forecast track still a little bit uncertain, but if we see a northward turn into the Gulf of Mexico, we could have a major hurricane situation on our hands by the middle part of July, right after the 4th of July holiday, which would be kind of that like double whammy that nobody wants to see from, an impact perspective, but the freight market would definitely see a little bit of a benefit from it. Mary, for folks who want to catch the episode today, where can they go to find that and subscribe to your newsletter?
So if you want to watch the episode today, we actually break down some of the potential impacts that hurricane season could have on the freight market and how we hope it doesn't happen, but it would be something to contend with. You can catch that right here on YouTube. Just make sure you subscribe to FreightWaves and hit the little notification bell so you don't miss any of the episodes, even any additional Freightonomics with Kaylee and Zach. But the new episode of Check Call is going to come out today at 12:30 Eastern. And if that's not enough content for you, then you can subscribe to the newsletter on freightwaves.com/checkcall. And that newsletter will be coming out to you at 2.
And start planning ahead because you're going to get a little bit of a special deal for future if you
Yes.
subscribe to that newsletter. All right, Mary, thanks for that. We will see you later on this week for Running on Ice.
Bye, guys.